Apuesto 1000 pesos que se cae.
Hola, bienvenido.
What's it say here at the airport? Hammond's not even here?
He sends his apologies.
We are facing a $20 million lawsuit by the family of that worker. Are you telling me that Hammond can't even bother to see me?
He had to leave early. He wants to be with his daughter. She's getting a divorce.
Well, I understand that, but we've been advised to deal with the situation now. The insurance company...
Okay.
The underwriters feel that the accident has raised some very serious safety questions about the park. That makes the investors very, very anxious. I had a promise to conduct a very thorough on-site inspection.
Hammond hates inspections. They slow everything down.
Well, I need to pull the funding. I'm going to slow him down even more.
Seguro. A ver, muéstrame.
If two experts sign up on the island, the insurance guys will back off. I've already got Ian Malcolm, but they think it's too trendy. They want Alan Grant.
Grant? You'll never get him out, Montana. Luz, más
Why not?
Muchachos, échame luz.
Why not?
Because Grant's like me. He's a digger. Qué lindo eres. Vas a hacer mucha gente feliz.
Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, we're ready to try again.
How long does this usually take?
Assuming an immediate return. Shoot the radar into the ground and the bone bounces the image back. Bounces it back. This new program's incredible. A few more years development and we won't even have to dig anymore. How's it found that? It's a little distorted, but I don't think it's a computer.
Postmortem contraction of the posterior neck ligaments. Velociraptor?
Yeah, it's good shape, too. It's fine 6 feet high, I'm guessing 9 feet long. Look at the extraordinary... What'd you do?
He touched it. Dr. Grant's not mission compatible.
You got it in for me. Now look at the half-moon-shaped bones in the wrists. No one of these guys learn how to fly. No, seriously. Fine. Well, maybe dinosaurs have more in common with present-day birds than they do with reptiles.
Look at the pubic bone, turned backward, just like a bird. Look at the vertebrae, full of air sacs and hollows, just like a bird.
And even the word raptor means bird of prey.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
Sure. Try to imagine yourself in a Cretaceous period. You get your first look at this 6-foot turkey as you enter a clearing. He moves like a bird, lightly bobbing his head. And you keep still because you think that maybe his visual acuity is based on movement, like T-Rex. He'll lose you if you don't move, but no, not Velociraptor. You stare at him, and he just stares right back. And that's when the attack comes, not from the front, but from the side. And the other two raptors, you didn't even know were there. Because Velociraptor's a pack hunter, you see. He uses coordinated attack patterns, and he is out in force today. And he slashes at you with this 6-inch retractable claw, like a razor, on the middle toe. He doesn't bother to bite your jugular like a lion, see? No. He slashes at you here, or Hit. Or maybe across the belly, spilling your intestines. The point is, you are alive when they start to eat you. So, you know, try to show a little respect.
Okay.
Hey, Alan. If you wanted to scare the kid, you could have pulled a gun on him, you know.
Yeah, I know. Kids. You want to have one of those?
I don't want that kid. That breed of child, Dr. Grant, could be intriguing. I mean, what's so wrong with kids?
Well, they look noisy, they're messy, they're expensive. They smell.
They do not
Some of them smell. Babies smell.
Cover the side!
Cover up the gate!
Shut down!
Cut down the machine!
Cover it all up! Jerry, pull it up!
Just cut it with it! Cut it out! Cut it down! Cut! What the hell do you think you're doing in here? Hey, we were saving that!
Steady. I guarantee it. Who in God's name do you think you are? John Hammond. And I'm delighted to meet you finally in person, Dr. Grant. Yeah, I can see that my 50,000 a year has been well spent.
Okay, who's the jerk?
This is our paleobotanist, Dr. Sattler. Ellie, this is Mr. Hammond. I'm sorry about our dramatic entrance, Dr. Sattler, but
I see
we
jerk.
need you to hurry. Will you drink? We won't let you get warm. Come on, sit down, sit down. Just get a glass or two. That's all. No, I can manage this. I know my way around the kitchen. Now, I'll get right to the point. I like you. Both of you. I can tell instantly about people. It's a gift. I own an island off the coast of Costa Rica. I've leased it from the government, and I spent the last 5 years setting up a kind of biological preserve. Really spectacular, spared no expense. Make the one I've got down in Kenya look like a petting zoo. And there's no doubt our attractions will drive kids out of their minds.
What are those?
Small versions of adults.
And not just kids, everyone. We're going to open next year, that is if the lawyers don't kill me first. I don't care for lawyers. Do you?
Oh, we,
Don't really know.
Well, I do, I'm afraid. There's a particular pebble in my shoe represents my investors. It says that they insist on outside opinions.
What kind of opinions?
Well, your kind, not to put too fine a point on it. I mean, let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds. And if I could just persuade you to sign off on the park, give it your endorsement, maybe even pen a wee testimonial, I could get back on schedule. Schedule.
Why would they care what we think?
What kind of park is this? It's right up your alley. Why don't you come down just to Pelham for the weekend? I'd like to have an opinion of a paleobotanist as well. I've got a jet standing iron choco. I'm sorry, this isn't possible. This is we just dug up a new skeleton. I can compensate you by fully funding your dig. And this is a very unusual time for a further 3 years.
Where's the line?
Yeah.
shouldn't use my name.
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here! Nobody cares. Nice hat. What are you trying to look like? A secret agent?
750. On delivery, 50,000 more for each viable embryo. That's 1.5 million if you get all 15 species off the island.
Oh, I'll get them all.
Remember, viable embryos. There are news stories that they don't survive.
Oh, how am I supposed to transport them?
The bottom screw's open. That's cool. We compartmentalize the Customs can even check it if they want to. Go on. There's enough coolant inside for 36 hours. The embryos have to be back here in San Jose by then.
That's if you're going on the phone. 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Dock. Make sure he gets it right.
How are you planning to beat security?
Well, I've got an 18-minute window. 18 minutes and your company catches up on 10 years of research.
Gracias, señor.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodson. That was Hammond's mistake.
So you two are big up
Used to Dr. Malcolm. He suffers from a deplorable excess of personality, especially for a mathematician.
chaotician, actually. John doesn't subscribe to chaos, particularly when it has to say about his little science project.
Oh, swallow me. You've never been able to sufficiently explain your personality.
No, because the behavior system is phase-based.
Alone, if I may say so, of fashionable nomenclature. You wouldn't do
Dr.
that.
Sadler, Dr. Grant, you've heard of chaos theory?
No.
No, nonlinear equations? Strange attractors. Dr. Sadler, I refuse to believe that you aren't familiar with the concept of attraction.
I bring scientists, you bring the rock stars. There it is. Bad windshields, we have to drop pretty fast, so hold on, because this can be just a little first. That is over here.
50 miles of perimeter fence are in place.
And the concrete roads and the motion sensor tracking systems. Long as they boy, relax. Try and enjoy yourself.
Let's get something straight, John. This is not a weekend excursion. This is a serious investigation of the stability of the island. Your investors, whom I represent, are deeply concerned. 48 hours from now, if they're not convinced, I'm not convinced. I'll shut you down, John.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apology.
Shouldn't be here.
Species of variform has been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing isn't this thing.
It's a dinosaur.
You did it. You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
You just tear out the whole book on it. Cold-bloodedness, it does not tie. That totally wrong. It's a warm-blooded creature.
This thing doesn't know his swamp.
6 cold
25, 27, I think. Practice off, 30.
How fast are they?
Well, we clocked the T-Rex to 32 miles an hour.
T-Rex?
You said you got a T-Rex?
Say again.
We have a T-Rex. Dr. Grant. My dear Dr. Zack. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Incorporating all the latest technologies, and I'm not talking just about rides, you know. Everybody has rides. Now, we've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
So what are you thinking?
We're out of a job. Don't you mean extinct?
Don't. Sit down. Right, here he comes. Well, here I come. Yes. Hello. Hello. Say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
me show you. First, I'll need a drop of blood. Your blood. Right. Oh, John, that. Relax, John. It's all part of the miracle of cloning. Hello, John. Hello, John. Hello. Hello, John.
From what?
Hello.
Blood extractions never recreate an intact DNA strand.
Not without master sequence count.
Good afternoon, John.
DNA from what source? Where do you get 100 million year old dinosaur blood? Shh.
What? Oh, Mr. DNA. Where did you come from?
From your blood. Just one drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA, the building blocks of life. A DNA strand, like me, is a blueprint for building a living thing. And sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs, left their blueprints behind for us to find. We just had to know where to look. 100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. And just like today, they fed on the blood of animals, even dinosaurs. Sometimes, after biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. After a long time, the tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside. This fossilized tree sap, which we call amber, waited for millions of years with the mosquito inside, until Jurassic Park scientists came along. Using sophisticated techniques, they extract the preserved blood from the mosquito and, bingo, dino DNA. A full DNA strand contains 3 billion genetic codes. If we looked at strains like these once a second for 8 hours a day, it'd take 2 years to look at the entire DNA strand. It's that long. So old. It's full of holes. Now that's where our geneticists take over. Thinking machine supercomputers and gene sequencers break down the strand in minutes. And virtual reality displays show our geneticists the gaps in the DNA sequence. We use the complete DNA of a frog to fill in the holes and complete the code. And now we can make a baby dinosaur.
This score is all contemporary. It all has very dramatic music, of course. Little marches, I mean, written yet, and then, of course, the tone moves up.
Quite large. Well, look ahead here. Those hard-working cowpokes you see behind us.
This is overwhelming, John. Are these characters erotic?
No. Those people are the real miracle workers of Jersey.
The unfertilized Eve, your ostrich egg. And it's no...
Wait a minute, how do you interrupt the cellular mitosis?
Can we see the unfertilized eggs?
Softly. Can't you stop these things? I'm sorry, it's kind of a ride.
Can't do that.
What?
Can they do that?
A reminder, the boat was named in 1900 hours. All personnel be at the dock no later than 1845. There's no exceptions.
Hey.
Oh, good day, sir.
It's turning the eggs.
Oh, perfect timing. I hope they passed before I had to go to the boat.
Why didn't you tell me? I insist on being here when they're born. Come on, little one. Come on, little one. Come on then. Very good. Push. Very good.
God.
Push. Come on. Come on then. There you are. become the first creature they come in contact with. That helps them to trust me. I've been present for the birth of every little creature on this island.
Surely not the ones that bred in the wilds.
Actually, they can't breed in the wild. Population control is one of our security precautions. There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
How do you know they can't breed?
Oh, because all the animals in Jurassic Park are female. We've engineered them that way.
Blood temperature seems like a high 80s, maybe.
91.
Homeothermic? It holds that temperature? That's incredible.
But, again, how do you know they're all female? Does somebody go out in the park and pull up the dinosaur skirts?
We control their chromosomes. It's really not that difficult. All vertebrate embryos are inherently female anyway. They just require an extra hormone given at the right developmental stage to make them male. We simply deny them that.
Deny them that?
John, the kind of control you're attempting is, it's not possible. If there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and it crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, well, there it is.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
What species is it? It's a velociraptor.
You're very rapturous.
Dr. Grant, as I was saying, we laid on lunch for you before you set out into the park. Our gourmet chef,
How are they doing?
Oh. Feeding them. Alejandro's prepared a delightful menu for us. Chilean sea bass, I believe. Shall we? They should all be destroyed. Robert Muldoon by game warden from Kenya. Bit of an alarmist, I'm afraid, but knows more about raptors than anyone.
What kind of metabolism do they have? What's their growth rate?
They're lethal in 8 months, and I do mean lethal. I've hunted most things that can hunt you, but the way these things move...
Fast for a biped?
Cheetah speed? 50, 60 miles per hour if they ever got out in the open. And they're astonishing jumpers.
Yes. So that's why we're taking extreme precautions. The viewing areas...
Do they show intelligence? With the brain
They
cavity?
show extreme intelligence, even problem-solving intelligence, especially the big one. We bred 8 originally, but when she came in, she took over the pride and killed all but 2 of the others. That one, when she looks at you, you can see she's working things out. That's why we have to feed them like this. She had them all attacking the fences when the feeders came.
The fences are electrified, though, right?
That's right, but they never attacked the same place twice. They were testing the fences for weaknesses systematically. They remember.
Yes. Who's hungry? Crossing along the Jungle River cruise off for a close close-up look at our majestic... None of these attractions are ready yet, of course, but the park will open with the basic tour you're about to take, and then other rides will come online 6 or 12 months after that. Absolutely spectacular design, spared no expense.
And we can charge anything we want, $2,000 a day, $10,000 a day, and people will pay it. And then there's the merchandise. I can personally...
Donald, this park is not going to cater only for the super rich. Everyone in the world has the right to enjoy these animals.
Sure. Hey, what? We'll have a coupon day or something.
Gee, the lack of humility before nature that's being displayed here staggers.
Well, thank you, Dr. Malcolm, but I think things are a little bit different than you and I had feared.
Yeah, I know, they're a lot worse.
Now, wait a second now. We haven't even seen the park yet.
Don't listen to him. There's no reason. I want to hear a review point. I really do.
Yeah, don't you see the danger, John, inherent in what you're doing here? Genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun.
It's hardly appropriate to start forming generalizations.
If I may, I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You know, you read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Condors. Condors are on the verge of extinction. If I was to create a flock of condors on this island, you wouldn't have anything to say.
Now, hold on. This isn't some species that was obliterated by deforestation or the building of a dam. Dinosaurs had their shot, and nature selected them for extinction.
I simply don't understand this Luddite attitude, especially from scientists. I mean, how can we stand in the light of discovery and not act?
Oh, what's so great about discovery? It's a violent, penetrative act that scars what explores what you call discovery. I call the rape of the natural world.
Well, the question is, how can you know anything about an extinct ecosystem? And therefore, how could you ever assume that you can control it? You have plants in this building that are poisonous. You pick them because they look good. But these are aggressive living things that have no idea what century they're in, and they'll defend themselves violently if necessary.
Dr. Grant, if there's one person here who could appreciate what I'm trying to do.
The world has just changed so radically, and we're all running to catch up. I want to jump to my conclusions. Look, dinosaurs and man, two species separated by 65 million years of evolution, just been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You all meant to come down here and defend me against these characters, and the only one I've got on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. They're here. You four are going to have a spot of company out in the park. Spend a little time with our target audience.
Grandpa!
Kids! Go away!
We miss you. We love the presents. You were great. Right up.
Now, kids, come away. Not too close to the cars. Aren't they lovely? Aren't they glorious? These will be your transports for the afternoon. No drivers. No drivers. They're electric. They run on this track in the middle of the roadway here. Totally non-polluting. Top of the line. Spared no expense.
It's an interactive CD problem. Look, see? You can just press start the screen and it talks about what you want.
Next, darling, you're all right in there. Dr. Sattler, come with me. Dr. Grant, come in the second car.
I'll be right with you. Dr. Sattler.
read your book.
It's great.
Did you really think that dinosaurs turned into birds? And that's where they all went?
Well, a few species may have evolved along those lines.
They sure don't look like birds to me. I heard that there was this meteor hit the Earth someplace down in Mexico and made this big crater.
Tim, which part were you planning on?
So when you are. Have you heard about this thing in Omni? About this meteor making all this heat and it made a bunch of diamond dust. And that was the weather. And they died because of the weather. And then my teacher told me about this other book by a guy named Backer, and he...
She said I should ride with you because it'd be good for you.
National Weather Service is tracking a tropical storm about 75 miles west of us. Why didn't I build it on that?
I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll swing south like the last one.
Ray, stop the tow program.
Hold on to your butts.
You want to join the future, right?
So, God help us with the hands of engineers.
During most of your tour, the appropriate information will be automatically selected and displayed for you.
Hey, look!
Simply touch the area of the screen displaying the appropriate item.
You hit that?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
What do they got in there? King Kong?
The voice you're now hearing is Richard Kiley. He spared no expense.
If you look to the right, you will see a herd of the first dinosaurs on our tour, called Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus?
One of the earliest carnivores, we now know Dilophosaurus is actually poisonous, spitting its venom at its prey, causing blindness and eventually paralysis, allowing the carnivore to eat at its leisure. This makes Dilophosaurus a beautiful but deadly addition to Jurassic Park.
Vehicle headlights are on and they're not responding. Those shouldn't be running off car batteries. Item 151 on today's glitch list. We have all the problems of a major theme park and a major zoo, and the computers aren't even on the feet yet.
Dennis, our lives are in your hands and you have butterfingers?
I'm totally unappreciated in my time. You can run this whole park from this room with minimal staff for up to 3 days. You think that kind of automation is easy? Or cheap? You know anybody who can network 8 connection machines and debug 2 million lines of code for what I did for this job? Because if you can, I'd love to see it try.
Sorry about your financial problems, Dennis. I really am, but they are your problems.
Oh, you're right, John. You're absolutely right. You know, everything's my problem.
I will not get drawn into another financial debate with you, Dennis. I really will not.
There's hardly any debate at all.
I don't blame people for their mistakes, but I do ask that they pay for them.
Thanks, Dad.
Dennis, the headlights.
Yeah, I'll debug the tour program when they get back, okay? Okay? You'll eat a lot of compute cycles, you lose part of the system for a while, and there's a finite amount of memory. You can't use it for everything. You're gonna compile for half an hour.
Quiet, all of you.
I'm approaching the Tyrannosaur paddock.
creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs eat man. Woman inherits the earth.
We'll try to touch the brakes. Keep watching the fence.
What's gonna happen to go? He's gonna eat the goat? Excellent.
What's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops?
I happen to be a vegetarian.
T-Rex doesn't want to be fat, he wants to hunt. Can't just suppress 65 million years of gut instinct.
Now eventually you might have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right? Hello? Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
See, the Tyrannosaur doesn't have any set patterns or park schedules. The essence of chaos.
Still not clear on chaos.
It simply deals with predictability in complex systems. The shorthand is the butterfly effect. A butterfly can flap its wings at Peking, and in Central Park you get rain instead of sunshine. And did I go too fast? I did fly by. Give me that big glass of water. Okay. We're going to conduct an experiment. It should be still. The car's bouncing up and down, but that's okay. It's just an example. Now, put your hand flat like a hieroglyphic. Now, let's say a drop of water falls in your hand. Which way is the drop going to roll off? Over which finger or over the thumb or the other side?
Thumb.
Okay. Okay, now freeze your hand. Don't move. I'm going to do the same thing. Start with the same place again. Which way is going to roll off?
Let's say back. Same way.
Same back. It changed. Why? Because tiny variations, the orientation of the hairs and the wings,
look at this.
the amount of blood descending to the vessels, imperfections in the skin,
Imperfections in the skin?
microscopic, and never repeat and vastly affect the outcome. That's the point.
Unpredictability.
All right? There. Look at this. See? I'm right again. Nobody could have predicted that Dr. Grant would suddenly jump out of a moving vehicle.
Alan?
There's another example. See, here I am now by myself, talking to myself. That's dance theory.
Stop the program.
I tell you, how many times we needed locking mechanisms on the vehicle doors?
We're on. Notify police.
Switch over to check. What about the circuit detectors?
Screen says faulty sensor.
Like I was saying, there's this other book by a guy named Backer, and he says the dinosaurs died of a bunch of diseases. He definitely didn't say anything.
Is there anybody else who thinks that we shouldn't be out here?
And his book was a lot fatter than yours. It was like this.
Yours was fully illustrated.
Hey,
You okay?
hey, look at this. Wait, hey, watch. Hey, watch this.
Whoa. Everybody stay here.
Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
Muldoon, tranquilizer for me. He's sick.
My favorite when I was a kid, and honestly, she's the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
It's okay. Ooh. Macrovesicles. It's interesting. What are her symptoms?
Imbalance, disorientation, leg bleeding. It seems to happen about every 6 weeks.
6 weeks. These are dilated. Take a look. It's okay.
I'll be damned.
It's pharmacological. And local plant life. Is this Westinian lilac?
Yes. We know they're toxic, but the animals don't eat them.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
There's only one way to be positive. I'd have to see the dinosaurs dropping.
Dino. Dropping.
Yeah, got that. That storm center hasn't dissipated or changed course. We're gonna have to cut the tour short, I'm afraid. Pick it up again tomorrow where we left off.
Sure, we have to. It's not worth taking the chance now.
Well, sustained winds 45
Tell them
knots.
when they get back in the cars.
Yeah. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, last shuttle leaving for the dock leaves in approximately 5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now.
That is one big pile of shit.
Right. There's no trace of lilac berries. It's so odd, though. Alright. So she's suffering from melia toxicity. Every 6 weeks. Let's see. Rats. Nada.
She's
6 weeks.
tenacious.
You have no idea.
You will remember to wash your hands before you eat anything.
Doctors, if you please, I have to insist that we get moving.
You know, if it's alright, I'd like to stay with Dr. Harding and finish up with the trike. If, you know...
Sure, I'm in a gas-powered Jeep. I can drop her at the visitor center before I make the home with the others.
Great. Then I'll catch up with you if you want to go on.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with her a little longer.
Okay then.
Okay.
Now.
There's nothing I can do. The captain said we gotta go. We gotta go.
No, listen, you gotta give me the time. I did a test run on this thing, it took me 20 minutes. I thought I could maybe push to 18, but you gotta give me at least 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes.
No promises.
Visitor vehicles are returning to the garage.
So much for one sick Triceratops.
It could have been worse, John. A lot worse.
Anybody want a soda or something? Because I'm going to the machine. I thought maybe, I'd get somebody something. Because not only sweets, I think I'm going to get something salty. I thought maybe some. I finished debugging the phones. I was going to debug, so I did. Told me that's right. I debugged the phones, and I thought maybe we should tell you that the system is going to be compiling for 18 to 20 minutes. There's some of the minor systems, they might go on and off for a while, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just a simple thing.
Got any kids?
Dave? Oh, hell yeah, 3. I love kids. Anything all can and does happen. Same with wives, for that matter.
You married?
Occasionally. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for a future ex Mrs. Mountain.
That's odd. What?
So security systems are shutting down.
Well, they said a few systems would go offline.
By the way, Dr. Sattler, she's not like available, is she?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You two are...
Yeah. Hey, what did I touch?
We didn't touch anything, we stopped.
Fences are failing all over the park. Find that thing. Check the vending machines. Workstation. What a complete slob.
The wrapping fences aren't out, are they?
No, they're still on. Why the hell would you turn the other ones off?
Access main program. Access main security. Access main program grid.
You didn't say the magic
Please! God damn it! I hate this hacking crap.
Come on, Ned. You can't push. Phones are out too. Where did the vehicle stop? Their radio's out too. Gennaro said to stay put.
Kids okay?
I didn't ask, right? Maybe.
Kids get scared.
What's me scared? I said, well, they got in the power.
I didn't say I was scared.
I didn't say you were scared.
I know.
Hey, where did you find this?
It walks under my seat.
Are they heavy?
Yeah.
Then they're expensive. Put them back.
Don't scare me.
Oh, cool, night vision.
It's the power turning her back on.
What is that?
Where's the boat?
He left us. He left us.
Well, where does he think he's going? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Dr. Grant.
Ted! Don't move. You can't see us if we don't move.
I wonder if perhaps you would be good enough to take a guest jeep and bring back my grandchildren. Sure.
John. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without Dennis Nedry.
Tim? 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 You okay? It's okay. Just give me a hand. Tim, I won't tell anyone you threw up. Just give me a hand. Yep, I got you.
Okay.
That's good. Oh, you're the real.
Don't pull me apart. No.
Stay on the door. Hang on to me.
Okay, I got you.
Hang on. Okay, it's not too bad right there.
Yes, it is.
It's just like coming out of a treehouse. Did your dad ever build you a treehouse?
No.
The thing about climbing is you never look down.
This is impossible.
So, I'm gonna help you with the play. Oh no. Go.
See the car. Alan! Put the brakes! Alan!
I think this was Gennaro.
I think this was too. I think it's ahead of us.
Anyway, Prince is now to wander in and out of any panic attacks.
Ian.
Remind me to thank John for a lovely weekend.
Every chance moving in.
Please, Genesis.
Ellie, come on!
The other car!
Dr. Grant?
Alan!
Anybody hear that? It's an impact harm is what it is. Fairly alarmed here.
Come on, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Now, right now. Must go faster.
Think they'll have that on the tour?
Are you hearing this?
Come on, Tim. Come on, hurry up. Let's put up this tree. Okay. Come on, Tim. It's okay. Listen. Try up here.
I hate trees. They don't bother me. Oh yeah, well you were in the last one. Hey! Those are brontosauruses. I mean, brachiosauruses.
They're singing.
Come over here.
They're not monsters, Lex. They're just animals. These are herbivores.
That means they only eat vegetables, but for you, I think they make an
Yeah.
exception.
Oh, I hate you.
Can I just Do what they do.
What are you and Ellie gonna do now if you don't have to pick up dinosaur bones anymore?
I don't know, I guess. Guess we'll just have to evolve too.
What do you call a blind dinosaur?
I don't know, what do you call a blind dinosaur?
Do you think he saw us? What do you call a blind dinosaur's dog?
You got me.
What do you think he saw us Rex?
Alan?
Yeah.
What if the dinosaurs come back while we're all asleep?
Huh. I'll stay awake.
All night?
All night.
They were all melting.
Malcolm's okay for now. I gave him a shot of morphine.
That'll be fine. Who better to get the children through Jurassic Park than a dinosaur expert? You know the first attraction I ever built when I came down from Scotland? It's a free circus, Petticoat Lane. Really quite wonderful. We had a wee trapeze and carousel and a seesaw. They all move, motorized of course, but people would say they could see the fleas. Oh, I could see the fleas, Mummy, can't you see the fleas? Clown fleas and high wire fleas and fleas on parade. This place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't slow motion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch. And even not devoid of it.
But you can't think through this one, John. You have to feel it.
You're right, you're absolutely right. Hiring Nedry was a mistake, that's obvious. We're over-dependent on automation, I can see that now. Now the next time everything's correctable. Creation is an act of sheer will. Next time it'll be flawless.
It's still a flea circus. It's all an illusion.
When we have control of
You
it.
never had control. That's the illusion. I was overwhelmed by the power of this place. But I made a mistake too. I didn't have enough respect for that power, and it's out now. The only thing that matters now are the people we love. Alan and Lex and Tim. John, they're out there where people are dying. So,
It's okay. Brachiosaur.
It's a Vegisaurus, Lex. Vegisaurus. Come on. Come on, girl. Come on.
Come on. Come on, baby. Yo! All right. I'm not letting go.
It looks like it has a cold.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I touch it?
Sure. Just think of it as kind of a big cow.
I like cows.
Come on, girl. Come on, up here, girl. Come on. Up here. God bless you! Oh, great. Now she'll never try anything and never come out and play her computer. I'm a hacker. That's what I said. You're a nerd. I am not a computer nerd. I prefer to be called a hacker.
You know what this is? It's a dinosaur egg. The dinosaurs are breeding.
But my grandpa said all dinosaurs were girls.
Amphibian DNA.
What's that?
Well, on the tour, the film said they used frog DNA to fill in the gene sequence gaps. They mutated the dinosaur genetic code and blended it with that of frogs. Now, some West African frogs have been known to spontaneously change sex from male to female in a single-sex environment. Malcolm was right. Look. I found a way.
No.
What exactly was
Calculate which is about the only option left to us. We will never find the command that led to Unities. Covered his tracks far too well. I think it's obvious now that he's not coming back. So, shutting down the entire system.
You can get somebody else because I won't do it.
Shutting down the system is the only way to wipe out everything that he did. Now, as I understand it, all the systems will then come back on their original startup mode. Correct?
Theoretically, yes, but we've never shut down the entire system before. It may not come back on at all.
Will we get the phones back?
Yes, again, in theory.
What about the lysine contingency? We could put that into effect.
What's that?
That is absolutely out of the question.
The lysine contingency is intended to prevent the spread of the animals in case they ever get off the island. Dr. Wu inserted a gene that creates a single faulty enzyme in protein metabolism. The animals can't manufacture the amino acid lysine. Unless they're completely supplied with lysine by us, they slip into a coma and die.
People are dying. Will you please shut down the system?
Hold on to your butts. It's okay. Look, see that? It's on.
Wait a minute, what do you mean it worked? Everything's still off.
Maybe the shutdown tripped the circuit breakers. All we have to do is turn them back on, reboot a few systems in here, telephones, security doors, and half a dozen others, but it worked. The system's ready.
Where are the breakers?
Maintenance shed, the other end of the compound. 3 minutes, I can have power back on the entire park.
Well, just to be safe, I want everybody in the emergency bunker until Mr. Arnold returns and the whole system's up and running again.
I'm tired, sir. It's hot.
Visitors, just a smile over that rise there. Just keep. What is that? Tim, can you tell me what they are?
Gallimites. Are those meat-eating? Metasauruses?
Wheeling uniform direction changes, just like a flock of birds evading a predator.
They're flocking this way.
Look at birds the same way again.
Yes. Go now.
Okay. Keep low and follow me.
Look, it's blood.
Something's wrong. Something's happened. Something's wrong.
It was just a delay. That's all it is. All major theme parks had delays. When they opened Disneyland in 1956, nothing worked.
Yeah, but John, if the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists.
Something went wrong. Can you get the power back on?
You got to stroll down the road, you know? Well, don't be too hasty. It's only been drawn. I'm trying to look at it. Now, this isn't going to be just like switching on the kitchen light, but I think I can follow this and then talk you through it. It ought to be me really going.
Why?
Well, I'm
Look,
come on, let's go.
we can discuss sexism and survival situations when I get back. You just take me through this step by step. I want you to
The shutdown was a turn of all offenses. Gravity, electricity, letting them mess with that reptile in here. Come on this way.
I can see the ship from here. We can make it if we run.
We can't.
Why not?
Because we're being hunted. The bush is straight ahead. It's all right.
Like it is.
Run. Towards the shed.
20 or 30 feet, you come to a T-junction, take a left just in front of the big cage. I understand how to read a schematic.
I guess it means the power's off.
That's not funny. That was great.
Stanley. Dead end.
Wait a minute. Is the shooter done a right turn back there somewhere?
What about it?
There should be a large amount of cable and pipes laying the same
direction. Follow that.
Okay, following the piping.
Sammy, now you gotta climb over the top and get the other side before you can even get to the top. What's he me? Horseback.
Come on, guys. It's not a race.
I see the box. Is this high voltage? Yeah.
Over the top. Take your time.
You can't throw the main switch by hand. You've got to pump up the primer handle in order to get the charge. It's large, flat, and gray.
All right, here we go, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, charged.
Under the words contact position, there's a round green button which says push to close.
Push to close. Okay.
Push it. Buttons to the individual part systems. Switch on.
I have to jump. Let go. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Hurry up to get you. Gotta get to you.
Okay, I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2.
Stop breathing.
Mr. Hammond, I think we're back in business. Oh, Mr. Arnold.
Tim. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
3.
Hello?
I have to find the others. Get you to a doctor.
Thanks, you look after Tim. Hey. Your ear's all sticking out.
Big Tim, the human piece of toast. We'll be back soon. I promise.
Run!
Just the 2 raptors, right? You sure the third one's contained?
Yes. Unless they figured out how to open doors.
What is it? It's a velociraptor.
up the toilets!
It's a unit system. I know this. It's all the files in the whole park. It tells you everything. I gotta find the right file.
Try to reach the gun!
Grant, Mr. Hammond, the phones are working. The children all right?
The children are fine.
Call the mainland. Tell them to send the damn helicopters.
I'm gonna come through the glass!
Superintendent, after careful consideration, I decided not to endorse your park.
So have I.